If your child is between 2 to 5 years of age, then listen to this very carefully. I'm sure you must be struggling a lot with their tantrums in the house. You must be making a lot of effort to make them understand that what is good, what is bad. Please dear, don't throw tantrums, don't cry so much, or you must be trying to make them understand things, that what are the things that are wrong and what is the good behavior, how they should act or how they should not cry over small things and so on. So there is a lot of struggle for the parents of 2 to 5-year-old children. So dear parents, listen to this carefully and start building up some realistic expectations that I'm going to share it with you. I'm Sonia Anand and you're watching my channel Sonia Psychology Classes. I'm a child psychologist and I'll be telling you some realistic expectations that you should start setting up for your child as per their brain development. First thing is that it is important for you to understand first that why a child is doing something. For example, now any child between 2 to 5-year-old, they demand independence. They want to do things themselves. They want to clean their own almirah or tie their own shoelaces or do their own comb or choose what they want to wear and so on. So they want to claim the independence that I want to do this thing all by myself. I don't need any help. So, but the problem is that they are still very, very young and they are not able to do it. So what happens is when they are not able to do it, but they really want to do it, it leads to a lot of frustration in them. And when this frustration builds up, they start crying, they start becoming irritated, they start throwing tantrums, and into that reaction, what happens? You become angry, you lose your patience and you start scolding the child sometimes that I'm telling you not to do, I'm telling him take my help, why are you doing all by yourself, you're too young, you cannot do. So rather than saying that you can't do or don't do it, you are too young to do it, you need to understand that what they are wanting and they are not able to do, which is leading to a lot of frustration. So here parents can help that yes, you do it, I am only here to support you, I will only help you. So if for example, if they are trying to tie shoelaces or if they are trying to do some chore in the house, but they are not able to, which can lead to frustration and they can become little cranky. On that issue, what you can do is you can give them a helping hand and make them do their own stuff. So this will lead to what? They will learn by doing it. They will also learn and they will feel that I have done this myself. So that sense of achievement is going to come in the child that this task I have done it myself. They will feel proud of themselves and the frustration will lessen. But at the same time, you know that your child is not able to do it because they are very small. So if you support them rather than telling them don't do because you can't do, I will do it. Rather than that, just support them in what they are doing. They will also get help and the work will also done and you will also not lose your patience. Number 2, they have lot of mood swings. Now children can show happy behavior. Sometimes they become very, very stubborn and they just start crying, lie on the floor and throwing some kind of tantrum, or they will become very angry, throw things at you and so on. In such cases, normally what happens, what parents do is they also lose their patience and in return, as a reaction, they start scolding the child, or you start yelling at the child that you don't know how to behave. Is this the way you behave with your mother, or is this the way you behave with your parents? You don't have any manners. This is what I have taught you. So what happens is that you start scolding the child as a reaction because they are behaving very unreasonably. So what as a parent you need to understand is that any child from 2 to 5-year-old, they have a lot of mood swings. They can become very stubborn, they can become very happy, they can become very angry, they can become very frustrated, because there are number of reasons for that. Of course, there are some biological reasons as well as environmental reasons. Maybe they are facing some issues in the school, maybe they are not able to make friends, maybe they have some emotional turbulence going inside them, some emotional conflicts are going, but they are not able to express openly and nicely, just like you and me as adults can do that. We adults know how to verbalize our emotions, but small children, they don't know how to verbalize their emotions. So they start feeling piled up and suffocated from inside and they show their tantrums in such way. Sometimes a child is also feeling very hungry, but they themselves don't realize that they are hungry, and in return what they start doing, they just start throwing a tantrum. I want a car right now, I want a doll right now, order it for me or get it for me, why I can't have the smartwatch, and so on. So what happens is, you tend to focus as a parent that my child is so demanding, they are asking for so many things. What we don't understand is that it is only an expression of some other cause. The cause is something else. It is not maybe that they don't want a car or a doll or a smartwatch. Maybe the reason is that they are hungry at that moment and they just can't express themselves because they themselves don't know that they are feeling hungry, or maybe they could not make friends in the school, and so on. There can be number of things. So you are an adult, not the child. The child's brain is not that developed. They will not know that what is right and what I should ask for and what not. But you as a parent, you know that he or she is a child and their brain is not as developed. You as an adult are more matured and you need to show the maturity rather than expecting some maturity from the child. So you know that they have mood swings, you need to calm down, you need to be patient and react accordingly. You can just get them into a conversation. Okay, fine, we'll talk about the doll in this. Why don't you eat something for now? Okay, we will talk about getting you the doll or car, but what about we talk about it tomorrow and today. So you can just kind of manipulate, or you can just kind of make them engaged in some kind of conversation and connect with them before actually reacting to them with a lot of scolding and yelling at them. Number 3, poor impulse control. Very small kids, they have a very poor impulse control. If they feel angry on something, like for example, they say that mama please play chess with me or some board game with me, and you say, dear, I'm busy in the kitchen, I have to cook dinner, I can't play with you, and all of a sudden they start throwing tantrum and they burst out in anger that you never play with me, you always have some excuses to give. So in this scenario, what is happening? They can't control their emotions. They have a poor impulse control. If they get angry, they get just too angry and they may start throwing things or say such things which they are not able to control. So in that case, again, you as a parent need to understand, because you are mature, that why the child is doing that. Understand they have poor impulse control. They are not able to control these outbursts of emotions. So if you understand, you are likely to revert or likely to react in a good manner. 4th is that children are egocentric. They cannot share things. They feel, usually you would have come across many statements like, this is mine, why should I share it with my friend, or why should I give it to somebody else at all, this is my thing. So don't expect that they should be knowing already that sharing is a good thing. This is what we need to teach them, but gradually and over a period of time. We cannot force them to share something. If we force them, it can have aversive effects. For example, if your child does not want to share her doll with her friend and she says that it is mine, why should I share? So you should not start scolding that you're being such a bad child, your friend is asking for a doll, just give it to her right now. I have seen many parents who forcefully make their child learn how to share. This is not a correct way of teaching your child how to share things. This can have an aversive effect. Your child might feel more frustrated, and instead of learning how to share, they might become more egocentric. So you should be matured enough to make them understand that it is okay that if you don't want to share, but later on when they calm down, you can just tell them, while telling them the stories or by making up your own story or things like that, that why sharing is important, how sharing helps you to make good friends. So these all things are important. You can make them understand through making up some stories or when they are calmed down. So don't try to force or push them too hard for it. 5th point, tantrums are likely to come, so please be mentally prepared for it. Now, for example, if your child has just growing, they're just 1 or 2 year old, so please prepare yourself mentally that the child will now from 2 onwards, they will start throwing tantrum, and no matter how much you explain things to them, that this is good and this is bad, this is a good behavior, that is a bad behavior. No matter how much you explain it to them, they are likely to throw tantrums, and it will be a repetitive thing. So you do not need to lose your control, your patience. You need to be very, very patient on that and handle their tantrums more tactfully rather than losing your own patience. Sixth point, that your projection, your modeling of behavior is very, very important. For example, if a child is getting angry and they start yelling and screaming, so in return, in reaction to that, if you will also start to scream and yell at them, the child will learn that this is a normal conversation, this is how we talk actually. But if you will project, calmness, and you're patient and you're not reacting too loudly, you are reacting with a lot of calm, the child is going to learn eventually that whenever the anger comes, this is the kind of reaction or this is the kind of behavior we can actually go for. So this child is going to learn from the repetitive behaviors. Whatever you keep on repeating again and again, the child is always observing you because you are their model. So they are always going to look at you and learn from you. Whatever you are doing, they are gradually learning. So when you are calm, when you are composed and relaxed, and if they get angry, they will learn how to stay calm. So please parents, don't lose your anger. Again, I'm saying that your child is watching you. If you lose your anger, they are eventually going to learn the anger behavior only. But if you are calm, they are going to learn the same. Seventh point, that a child is very, very small, and like I told you before, that they are egocentric. They only think about themselves. They are not trained yet to think about others. So please understand this, and gradually they will learn that others people also have feelings. So you have to make them learn this, that other people also have feelings. They can also get hurt if I say or do something wrong, or my behavior can actually affect others. So that you have to teach them. Okay, look beta, if you are going to behave in a certain manner, the other person can get hurt. So you should not be doing so and so thing, or your this kind of behavior can actually hurt the other person's feelings. So you should not be doing such kind of behavior. So it is important that gradually over a period of time, you keep on repeatedly telling them. Gradually, from 2 to 5 year old children, they do not know, they are very egocentric, and they will eventually learn that other people also have feelings and what is the right and the wrong behavior for them to do. Eighth point is that a small child's logical brain is very, very low as compared to you. They are very less mature than you. So don't expect, please don't expect that they will understand what you explain it to them. Now sometimes happens is that a parent tries to make child understand that what is good and what is bad. This is what you should, this is how you should behave, and this is how you should not behave. If you are going to a supermarket, you should not lie down on the floor and start, throwing tantrums. It is a bad thing to do. So don't expect from your child that they will understand this in just one go, and from next time they will not do it. Please always expect that they are likely to repeat this behavior. So next time when you're again going to the supermarket, they will again lie down and throw the tantrum just like previously done. Again you will explain it to them, but they are likely to repeat this behavior again and again, because their overall logical reasoning mind, the development of the brain is not that much. Their brain is still underdeveloped. So do not expect that in one go they will understand everything. You might have to repeat things, logical things, quite number of times for them to understand. So dear parents, this is a very, very crucial year of their brain development. From 2 to 5, it's very important. Whatever you inject in their brain, the love, connection, patience, tolerance, all these things, if you inject in your child at this age, you are definitely going to see beautiful result when they grow from 7 to 14 years of age. You will see there is a tremendous change, there is a drastic change in them, and how beautifully they have developed their brains at the age of 7 to 14. So this 2 to 5 is a very crucial time. Make sure you make the best use of it. And if you liked my video, please subscribe to my channel and watch many more psychology related videos on child relationships, love, and so on.